series on the Traxxas Sledgehammer revival. Since last time, I have been spinning some wrenches on this thing, and we've got a little further down the road. Let me show you where we're at. We found us a motor. It's a used motor that came out of a axial deadbolt. It's a 35 turn. Probably not what it came with originally, but for our purposes here, just riding it around a little bit, putting it on a shelf, it'll be just fine. I've got a 1060 ESC by Hobbywing in here. Power switch is there. The original would have been right here. Wires aren't long enough. Yeah, it'll be alright. I did notice that I made a mistake. If you look in here, I put the wrong screws in here, and it is sticking up in the battery area, so I need to find some smaller screws to replace those with. Also using a FlySky GT5 receiver, and I've tested everything, it works. Also was able to find a vintage Futaba servo. I put that in the front right here, and it's functioning. However, being the big dummy that I am, I manhandled the brittle original servo saver, and she broke. So that's why we're floppy in the front with the wheels. No worries, I was actually able to find a original new in package on the eBay, and I have ordered it, and we're waiting on it. As soon as it gets here, I'll put that in, and we should be fully functional. The only other thing that I'm waiting on is I have 4 shocks. This thing originally had 8. I do have 3 other shocks. I can probably take those and make 1 good one. I'm still going to need 3. My good friend Paul thinks he has some of this at his house that he took off of a different vehicle that he's not going to use, and I sure hope he has them. I need to get in touch with him here soon and see if he was able to find those. Other than that, guys, I mean, it's coming around here. It's not going to be long, and we'll be able to take this thing for a spin, and I'll do a video on that at the very end. I do have issues with the body. As I said last time, there's a huge chunk, I don't know if you can see it, of Lexan that was broke right there. And just thinking about the ways of fixing that. This body, when I first got it, if you watch the very first of this series, man, I thought this thing was cherry. And for its age, I mean, it's got scratches and whatnot. I mean, it's from probably 1989. But undoubtedly, it was mounted to a different truck entirely. Why they did that is anybody's guess, but yeah, so it's got a bunch of extra holes, and I had to re-drill holes for the original body mount so it'll fit, and it fits. It doesn't matter, this thing's not going to be mint anyway. I mean, chassis and mechanically, it's actually really good shape, but it's not going to be perfect, and that's why I didn't go with all original 1989 electronics and motor, and it's not worth doing all that unless later down the line I find another body that is mint, and then in that case I'll put the money to it to make it work out. So anyway, that is where we're at with this thing, and it's not going to be too much longer, and we'll be able to take this thing for a spin. Still, awesome, cool truck from back in the day. When we do take it for a spin, and if you have one of these vintage RCs, let me tell you firsthand, do not be going crazy like when you were a teenager driving this thing. The plastics are old, they're brittle, and they will break pretty easily. So jumps and things of that nature like we used to do, I wouldn't advise it. At most I'm probably going to drive it around in some gravel and clean it up, put it on a shelf, call it a day. That's my plan for this thing. But we're getting closer. Hopefully here soon we'll have this one wrapped up, and I also have a few more in the works. I have actually come to a decision here recently have a lot of RCs in this shop. Unfortunately, most of them don't run. Uh, you know, I start a project, and I know a bunch of people are like this. You know, car guys are this way. RC car guys are this way. Probably everybody's this way in some way, shape, or form. But I start projects, and then, you know, it's like ADHD and squirrel, and I go a different direction. And that has happened a lot here recently. And I sat down and thought about it and thought about it, and I said, you know, I really need to buckle down and go through all these models and one at a time knock them out and get them done and get them fully functional. And that way, if I do decide I'm tired of looking at them on the wall, and you know, I want to put something different there, I can sell them on, and somebody else, the work's already done. They can, you know, hook up a receiver and radio to it and enjoy it, and all my hard work won't be in vain. Somebody will get some pleasure out of it. So that's the plan going forward, and I have a list on the table down below here. You guys are going to see a lot more content out of me as I soldier through a lot of this stuff. I've got a list here. The next video you guys are going to see is probably going to be the Traxxas Hawk, which I have went through. It's actually fully functional, hanging on the wall right now. It's done. And it was a lot easier than this sledgehammer to do, because the guy that I got this off of, it was filthy and dirty, but underneath all that dirt, this thing was very nice. The body is like this Traxxas vehicle here is a little rough, rougher than I would like it to be, but just like this one, chassis, suspension, motor, gearbox, all that stuff is in pristine primo shape. So I'm pretty happy with it. It'll be a short video on that. It won't be a whole series, because really all it was washing it up and throwing electronics in it. I've also got coming to you guys soon a Tamiya Stadium Blitzer, one of the original ones from the late 80s. Was able to fix it up, and I'll be coming out with a video on it very soon. It is also already done. It was the same situation as the Hawk. It looked worse than it was. Cleaned it up, electronics last night, put the power to it, and she rolled. So we're good there. Also, after that, I do have a couple of other Tamiyas that are in desperate need of coming back to life. I have two Tamiya lunchboxes. One was originally a Midnight Pumpkin. I'm on the fence about that, because I've been looking at the cost of bodies to change it back over to a Midnight Pumpkin, and I really regret that I sold the Midnight Pumpkin body that it had. So it may actually stay a Tamiya lunchbox. It may go to back to what it originally was, which was a pumpkin, if I can find a body that isn't a fortune. Going down the list, after the lunchboxes, I have hanging on the wall here, and some of you guys may have seen it in the background, an old school Bowlink Eliminator, which has a 32 deuce coupe body on it. Really cool, and it needs all electronics. I've done nothing to it. It's still a wall hanger. That thing, when I bought it, it was story on it was pretty cool. It was a old school RC enthusiast, and he had passed away. His daughter had inherited all of his RCs, and she was selling them on eBay to help the family out. And I was privileged and honored to be able to buy her dad's RC and get it going. And I was able to send her a video of it running. This has been years ago, and I still have it to this day. So we will be doing a video on it, and I'll do a run video on it as well. It's pretty quick. The plans for it aren't as extreme. First time I run it, I put a brushless motor and all that stuff, and it was crazy fast. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go slower this time, put something in it that would probably have been more akin to what it would have had back in the 80s. other than that, I have a couple more projects that you guys are going to see. I'll give you an update real quick on those. One is a project that's been ongoing for years, and I mean years, that has never been completely finished. It was put together and ran once, and then tore back apart, put back together again and ran again, didn't like the way it ran, and it was tore apart again. And it's a custom build. It is a Tonka Indian RV that I had as a child. It's beat up, it's banged up, it's rusted up, the body is so rough it's not worth trying to repaint it and make it mint. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn it into an RC, and I am going to do a sort of a Walking Dead RV out of this thing. I've got the zombies I got for Christmas one time, like right here. They've been sitting over here for years. So yeah, we're gonna get that together. That needs to be done. It's been sitting in here in multiple boxes for years, and I'd like to get it finished and taken care of. I have some ideas for that. We'll go over that later. And I also have an RC boat over here that is one that I owned as a kid. It's not the original. It's the same exact model, and I would like to get it going. And it is, some of you guys remember, Great Plains made a boat called a Stinger. I've got one. It was hard to find another one, but I have one. And one of the last things that I have on my to-do list is, and you can look through my YouTube channel, I have been slowly turning an SCX 10.3 Rubicon Jeep into several different variations until finally it basically became a axial base camp with a Jeep body. Well, I think its metamorphosis into a competition crawler is going to continue, and I've got some new parts over here. Let's give you a hint. It involves Rock Pirates RC and DSM Off-Road, and we're going to turn it from a really good crawler to an excellent crawler. We are going to make this thing maybe, possibly, my actual competition crawler rather than my Traxxas TRX4 Sport, which I love, and it's sitting over there right now. They're so close, and if this gear here pushes it beyond, it may take the place of the Traxxas. I know blasphemy. You guys are like ready to throw rotten eggs at me that are into RC. Hold on, let's see what happens, and then we'll test them both, and we'll see what decision I make at that point in time. Okay. Anyway, guys, hey, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to my big mouth for so long. Hey, if you have anything you want to say, please leave them down there in the comments. Please remember to like and subscribe and share this with your friends. I'm a very, very small channel. I do not get any compensation whatsoever from YouTube, and I don't look for compensation. I make these videos to entertain you and to entertain myself, and I hope you enjoy them, and I'll just keep on making them and until you guys tell me to stop. Right? Hey, hopefully you guys, by the time you see this, you'll probably be having Thanksgiving dinner or be done with it, and I hope you had a very good Thanksgiving, and remember to spend time with your family. Remember to tell your family that you love them, because you never know how much time we have, and it may be the last time, and you should appreciate what you have. Okay? Thanks, guys.